This is Late Edition News at 10 with Ann Gownley. Sports with Beth Mensinger. And meteorologist Joe Garbaczyk.
Imagine driving down a busy street and seeing a woman actually impaled in a fence screaming for help. It happened today in Hazleton, and WYLN was there as emergency workers freed the victim of this unusual accident. And a little later, engines were roaring outside our studios in Hazel Township a little earlier as we welcomed some very generous members of a local service club to our studios to learn more about this weekend's big bike run. Good evening. This is WYLN's Late Edition, Greater Hazleton's only local news broadcast for July 22nd, 2014. I'm Kristen Bazinski in for Ann Gownley. Now, before we tell you about those stories, we want to start with some breaking news. WYLN has learned tonight that Luzerne County Council has cut funding to the Hazleton Public Transit. County Council voted against providing local match funding that would help in getting grant money from Pennsylvania's Department of Transportation. The county's budget head told Council that Hazleton Public Transit has more than $500,000 in leftover money from last year. That's what prompted County Council members to vote down giving Hazleton around $134,000. WYLN will speak with Hazleton officials tomorrow about that cut in funding. An unusual call for help today for emergency workers in one part of our viewing area. A woman was literally stuck on a fence, part of that fence impaled in her leg. Gary Perna was there as the rescue played out in Hazleton.
Hazleton Fire Department crews were called to the Vine Street Cemetery for a report of a woman stuck in a grate. But when Deputy Fire Chief Brian Mandek arrived on location, he found so much more.
When we got here, we found that the woman was impaled on the fence. The spike on the top of the fence actually was through her thigh. So she had one leg on the fence and one leg on a tree stump.
Mandek said firefighters and medics stabilized the fence and the woman so no more damage could be done.
So when we got her primary care, we supported her and then we removed the fence with her and sent the fence to the hospital.
Yadira Cortez and her husband were driving to West Hazleton when her husband saw the woman waving her arms and yelling for help.
My husband saw her hanging from the gate with her leg and moving her hands like she needed help. So me and my husband, we just stopped and helped her. My husband turned around, and when we went to the gate, it was two guys more. One of the guys lent me his cell phone to call 911. And we were just calming her down because she was in a panic.
Deputy Chief Mandek said rescue workers only had one choice to help the woman in a situation like this one.
The only way to truly do it is to take that section of the fence with her to the hospital, because if the spike damages any arteries or main tendons or anything inside the leg, by removing the leg from the fence here in the field, she could have bled to death or died. So by cutting the fence goes to the hospital with her, where she's with doctors. They could x-ray it, and she has primary physician care, where if they take it out and she starts to bleed, they could do something with that.
Cortez said she would stop for anyone that was in trouble.
Well, like I said, God was watching her. It was me and my husband passed in the perfect moment to help her. So I feel like what we need to do, help each other. If we see somebody in a situation we could help her, we will do it again.
The woman was taken to Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton. Fire crews were assisted by Hazleton Police and APTS ambulance. No word on the woman's condition tonight. In Hazleton, for WYLN's Late Edition, I'm Gary Perna.
All right, Gary, thank you. Well, it's been almost 10 years since federal researchers first converged in a tri-county area of Schuylkill, Carbon, and Luzerne, seeking answers surrounding a mysterious outbreak of PV, or polycythemia vera. And finally, some answers are emerging. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention say the rare form of cancer has affected an unusual amount of people, most of which have little in common except for their age. Around 400 cases have been reported. The Agency for Toxic Substances and Disease Registry, a federal public health agency, today released findings related to indoor air, soil, sediment, and water taken from the areas in question. Elevated levels of radon gas in indoor air was found in some homes and slightly elevated levels of radium in soils. The agency recommends all residents in the study area have their homes tested for radon. A public forum is planned for the near future to share and discuss the results. Evaluations will continue of the area in the meantime. It's important to note that researchers are not yet ready to directly blame the radiological exposure for the cluster of cancer cases. This morning, firefighters were sent to the area of Hazel Park Meets and Route 93, where a tractor trailer ripped down power lines. That truck pulled down power lines and left nearly 2,000 PPL customers without power in the borough of West Hazleton and Hazel Township. Traffic lights from Washington Avenue to Deer Run Road were also out as a result of those power lines coming down, and some traffic problems were reported. Now, those signals were eventually reactivated. PPL crews responded and worked to restore power as well. Fire police were on scene to direct traffic. WILN spoke with Hazel Park Meets President of Operations, Henry Kreisel. Now, again, power was back on about 11:30 this morning to most of that area. No word if the driver of that tractor trailer will face any type of traffic citations. Hazleton City Police are investigating a robbery which we're told happened late Monday night. Police were called to the area of West 2nd Street and Emerald Court just after 11:30 for that robbery. Police arrived on location to find a 52-year-old man had been assaulted and robbed of his property. 18-year-old Juan Carlos Tejeda Colon of Seibert Street in the city, along with 2 juvenile males, have been detained by police in connection with this robbery. Now, one of those juveniles was sent to the Northampton County Juvenile Detention Facility. Tejeda Colon was transported to the Luzerne County Prison. A man from New York faces multiple charges after allegedly attempting to solicit a woman for sex in Hazleton early on Saturday morning. Hazleton police were called to the location around 4 in the area of Alter and 3rd Streets. Now, the victim informed police that 28-year-old Estalin Goris of Brooklyn was hiding behind a vehicle on 3rd Street. The victim told police that Goris asked her if she was a hooker, and when she told him no, he offered to pay her for sex. Goris then grabbed her from behind, pulled her hair, and touched her inappropriately. The victim was able to escape and dial 911. Goris was charged with encouraging prostitution, stalking, unlawful restraint, and disorderly conduct, amongst other charges. He was taken to the Luzerne County Prison, unable to come up with $10,000 bail. Police in the city of Wilkes-Barre are investigating an alleged rape of a 9-year-old girl Monday evening. Now, the mother of that girl called police to report that her daughter was raped in the 100 block of South Sherman Street around 5:30 Monday. That's according to Wilkes-Barre police, and they have not released any other information as of this point. We're told the investigation continues. A Knoxon man was arrested by Edwardsville police for cashing bogus checks and then escaped from the police station on Monday night. 34-year-old Edward Engelman was taken into custody for allegedly stealing company checks from his former employer. Engelman had recently been fired from his job at Rikoski Fencing in Swoyersville. He cashed a fraudulent check in the amount of $1,400 back on July 16th at United Check Cashing in the Gateway Shopping Center. Engelman escaped then from an interview room around 8:30 that night with shackles still around his legs. Police located him 10 minutes later, walking on Wyoming Avenue near the West Side Mall. He was charged with 2 counts of forgery, escape, and theft by deception. He was jailed at the Luzerne County Prison, unable to come up with $25,000 bail. His preliminary hearing is set for July 30th. A Wilkes-Barre man accused of molesting a 15-year-old girl was sentenced on Monday after pleading guilty to several sex offenses. 38-year-old Melvin Hall threatened to harm the girl's family if she told anyone about the incidents, which he called sex education classes that took place in his home between May and September of 2012. Hall pleaded guilty to statutory sexual assault, aggravated indecent assault of a person under 16, and endangering the welfare of a child. He has been sentenced to 5 to 10 years in prison and a lifetime of registering as a sex offender. Well, it was a sad day for some little tykes who wanted nothing more to enjoy their unique playground under the summer sun. But thanks to some cold-hearted vandals, their play date was canceled. Teachers found the John S. Seaman playground at the Helping Hands Society vandalized, to the point that there was no way children could possibly enjoy the fun facility today. There was sand and garbage everywhere, on the wheelchair swing, stuffed in the water fountains, and on the swing set and jungle gym. Basically everywhere. Damage to the water fountains was so bad the water company needed to be called in. The school reported the incident to their insurance agency, and police were also called to investigate. But for now, the fun is on hold.
Unfortunately, we have to close it until we can repair everything and get the money to repair it. So it's been a very sad day for us.
Another part of the playground vandals damaged was the butterfly garden in memory of Helping Hands student Adriana Bartle, who lost her battle to cancer last year. Cleanup will begin immediately on the garden and the playground as a whole, and anyone who might be willing to help or donate money for the cleanup can call the school. Now, we're told the playground vandals may have been caught on camera committing this crime. In the meantime, if you know who may have done this, call police immediately. The Helping Hands playground is unique to the area and the entire region, as it is specially built for children with disabilities. Well, how can a sticker and a piece of paper help you in an emergency? Well, our Gary Perna explains what the Yellow Dot program is and how it works.
Have you ever heard of the Pennsylvania Yellow Dot program? Well, neither have I until I seen a recent Facebook post from a friend. The program was created to assist residents in the golden hour of an emergency. PennDOT Press Officer James May recently told us all about the program and how to use it.
Basically, you can get this packet in the mail, and there's a yellow dot that comes inside this packet. And what you would do with this yellow dot is put it in the back windshield of your car. That dot will then notify emergency responders. If you're ever in a crash or an accident, it would notify emergency responders that in your glove compartment is some pertinent medical information.
May said when firefighters or emergency workers get to a car accident and the driver is unresponsive, they can locate the information to better assist that driver in their time of need.
Your drugs are not kept in the glove box, because a lot of people are concerned with that, and they think, oh, if people know there's drugs in my glove compartment, then people were breaking in. All it is it tells them that in your glove compartment, in your glove box, there's some pertinent medical information.
The program has become popular with senior citizens in the state.
This is a great program for seniors, anybody who's on medication, anybody who's perhaps a diabetic or taking medication. It's a good, quick way to notify ambulance, fire, police, any of the first responders, to notify them to look in your glove box to pull out your medical records so that they would better know how to help treat you in case of an emergency.
Pennsylvania is one of only a handful of states that offers a program like this. The program is a cooperative effort with the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation, the Department of Health and Aging, and the Pennsylvania State Police, along with the Pennsylvania Turnpike Commission. So it's pretty simple. All you have to do is place the yellow dot on the bottom left-hand side of your back window. Then fill out the information in this packet, along with your name, your medical history, any medications you may be on, and your emergency contacts. Then take this piece of paper and place it inside your car in the glove compartment. All you have to do, place it in there, and hope that you'll never need it in case of an emergency. But if there is an emergency, it's there to help you. For more information on this, you can go to PennDOT's website for all the information on how to get a packet on the Yellow Dot program. Reporting for WYLN's Late Edition, I'm Gary Perna.
Very interesting, Gary. Thank you. Well, today the Pennsylvania State Police took delivery of the first 2 of 6 new helicopters. The Bell 407G X helicopters will be used for airborne law enforcement patrols to ensure the safety of residents of the Commonwealth. State Police Commissioner Frank Noonan told the media today that the helicopters are not just for PSP.
Use these helicopters. We're available for everyone in the state, whether it's federal, state, or local officers. When they have a need for these type of helicopters, we provide that. A local department isn't going to be able to maintain a helicopter, but they're going to have needs for that helicopter once in a while.
Several new components on the aircraft will enable the state police to pinpoint exact locations on the ground. Also, the helicopters have new radio communications, making it easier to talk with ground units in life and death situations.
In the Pennsylvania State Police, we deal with dramatic situations. We do deal with life and death situations. And these are critical to us in what we do.
Since 1969, PSP has had an airborne law enforcement team. Funding for all 6 helicopters was largely provided by PSP waiver reserves and federal forfeiture monies. Listen up, all you history buffs. One local museum will be hosting a special event this upcoming weekend that will be sure to take you back in time. Our Julie Stefanovich has the details on the when and where.
The Pennsylvania anthracite region played an important role in the World War II era. This upcoming weekend, Eckley Miners Village will be commemorating the 1940s and the 20th century armed forces. Visitors will be able to come out and see history in the making.
Personally, 1940s era is my favorite era of history. It really submerses people. Anyone who comes to 1940s weekend, they're not just going to see things, they're going to be a part of it. We have scavenger hunts for the kids who will be learning about the Navajo code talkers. We'll be having our military soldiers explaining about different guns that they had, explaining about their encampments. We'll have people portraying civilians, and just being able to see all of this throughout the entire village gives people not only the chance to learn about something and hear about the 1940s era, but they actually get to be a part of it and experience it firsthand.
Guests are also invited to dress for the part for this special event.
We get a lot of our older tourists who come here, older visitors, and they lived through that era, and seeing something that they experienced when they were young come back to life. It's really a great experience for everyone.
Volunteers and entertainers are preparing to bring their knowledge and talents to portray what life was like nearly 75 years ago.
I want kids especially to learn how the whole country came together as one. Yes, there were dissenters, there were protests, but my own stepdad was Quaker, but yet he still went in with the 11th Airborne to defend us. It was a whole different era, a whole different time. People should come to Eckley because it's a step back in time. It's our collective history. You learn anthracite history, ethnic history, and if you're into World War II, this is going to be great.
We'll be doing that traditional folk music, but along with that, research, and I'll be doing quite a few mining songs, some of the old songs that I've researched, such as the Union Man polka we'll be doing, the old miners refrain, and even my Sweetheart's a Mule in the Mine. So I'll be also mixing in some mining tunes, and some history that I have from those tunes will be also included.
Anthracite coal is a vital staple used in the World War II era. Visitors at this weekend event will not only be entertained but also educated on the region's rich history.
The 1940s was an important decade, of course, for the United States, but historically the war periods, the Civil War, World War I, and World War II, each had sort of a special meaning to the coal country. I mean, each period saw a resurgence in coal mining from a declining market. It was very important. Yeah, the anthracite coal, which is a very hot-burning, hard coal, was desired in lots of steam-generating applications. So it was still being fired in steamships. You can still find it in certain industrial applications, and it was still being used as a heating fuel for offices and in homes at that time too.
The 1940s weekend takes place at Eckley Miners Village Saturday, July 26th and Sunday, July 27th from 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. The cost is $10 per person and features musical performances, a 1940s radio show, and an antique car show. There will also be a 1940s swing dance Saturday night at the Freeland Park Pavilion from 6 to 9 p.m. For more information on this and upcoming events, you can visit EckleyMinersVillage.com. In Foster Township, for WILN's Late Edition, I'm Julie Stefanovich.
All right, Julie, thank you. And thanks to a $100,000 grant to the borough of West Hazleton, children in that community will soon be able to enjoy the renovated 5th Street playground. According to Craig Cucker of the West Hazleton Borough Council, renovations to the playground will include new play equipment for the children, as well as new lighting and surveillance cameras.
We're installing new play equipment for the age 2 to 5 year olds over here, and aged 5 to 12 year olds. We're also installing new lighting all throughout the playground, LED lighting. We're also getting security cameras that are going to be installed and inputted right into the new borough police department that's going to be on Broad Street.
Renovations to the playground began about 2 or 3 weeks ago with the demolition of old equipment, and the community can now look forward to a new and safe place for children to play in the area.
I'm just very excited about this. I've lived here most of my life, and I used to play at this playground quite a bit. And over the years, it's kind of gone down a bit as far as the rides and the condition of things. So I'm just very happy that I could be a part of making this a better place for the kids to play.
Borough officials are thrilled with the work being done to the playground and hope that the work will be completed very soon so the community can once again enjoy the 5th Street playground. Well, there's an alert out from Giant and Martin's food stores concerning some summer fruit. A recall was issued by Wawona Packing Company on organic peaches and nectarines. Certain Orchard Perfect peaches, nectarines, and plums were also recalled due to the potential contamination with Listeria. The following recall products are listed on your screen. Listeria can cause high fever, headache, and nausea. Giant has received no reports of the illnesses thus far. Customers who purchased the fruit between June 1st and July 21st should discard any unused portions and bring their purchase receipt back to the store for a full refund. And that's a look at your top stories tonight. A little later, we're going to head outdoors where I caught up with some riders earlier on their motorcycles to talk about a big event happening this weekend. But first, speaking of this weekend, of course, we want to know what the weather is going to be. So we turn to Joe Garbachik, who is live right now outside at the Bedrock Gardens Weather Center with the very latest on what to expect from Mother Nature. Hey, Joe.
Hey, Kristen, definitely some hot temperatures for tomorrow, maybe a shower or a thunderstorm, but right now over the past 6 hours, most of our area did really not get any type of precipitation on radar, and a few isolated areas seeing just a tad bit of rain, as you can see right up in Lycoming County to the northeast of the Williamsport area. But other than that, it's been fairly dry across our region, but we have the heat to contend with for tomorrow. How hot's it going to get? I'll let you know with the 7-day forecast coming up next.
They say a picture's worth 1,000 words. Here at Classic Floor Covering, we take pride in all our works of art. Take a look at a few. Classic Floor Covering. Who do you trust for your floor covering needs?
Hey everyone, want some close-to-home fun? Join the Keystone Active Zone Passport program to create your own backyard adventure exploring parks, trails, and events. It's fun, easy, and it's free. This year's Passport has more than 30 stops. Enjoy Riverfest in Wilkes-Barre and Pittston. Discover the D&L Trail and more. Register at kazpassport.org. Visit as many stops as you want. Each stop has a question. Find the answers and log them in on the website. Start exploring today.
Raceway 2014. For tickets, call 1-800-RACEWAY or visit PoconoRaceway.com.
The Marriott Fairfield Inn and Suites of Hazleton awaits you. Our Fairfield Inn provides you with just the travel experience you're looking for. Meeting room space, jacuzzi suites, indoor pool, whirlpool, and dry sauna. The Residence Inn is perfect for temporary housing in the greater Hazleton area. An all-suite property with evening reception, sport court, fire pit, and outdoor grill area. At the Hampton Inn, enjoy our on-site lounge and restaurant, outdoor pool with spacious deck and spectacular valley views, and a hot breakfast daily. Whichever property you choose, you can be certain of clean, modern facilities, friendly staff, and impeccable service.
Are you having a party? Choose Catering by Whitetail for your next event. They offer on-site and off-site catering for all occasions: barbecues, picnics, corporate functions, reunions, friendly get-togethers, graduation parties. Any event you're hosting, Chef Tom will prepare the best for your guests. Call Chef Tom at 570-384-2314. Carry-out catering is also available. Choose Catering by Whitetail for your next event. WYLN TV35 is looking to hire a highly motivated, energetic salesperson for the Hazleton and surrounding areas. Call Liz Tolan 570-459-1869, extension 1366.
Well, definitely not a bad day across northeastern and central Pennsylvania. Temperature-wise, pretty nice for this time of year. And as we head into tomorrow, it's going to be a couple of degrees hotter than what we saw today. There's going to be areas that will be near 90 degrees, maybe the chance of a shower or thunderstorm. But then after that, we bring in some cooler and more pleasant air to follow. But today, high pressure just offshore, giving us the nice and warm temperatures across our region. Limited precipitation. There was just a tad bit here and there. Most of our area did not receive any precipitation. Now tomorrow with the heat and the humidity out there, there's going to be the chance of a shower or thunderstorm across our region. But that's pretty much about it. And then after that, some more changes in our weather. It's going to bring in some more cooler and more comfortable low humidity, all those pleasant conditions. Live 35 Skycast Doppler, nothing to show you from Wilkes-Barre through Scranton, Berwick, Bloomsburg, Danville, Williamsport, Lewisburg, all points remaining dry. Our live Lehigh Tire conditions outside our television station in Hazleton. We're at 70 degrees, humidity at 100%, pressure 30.08 inches of mercury. We got through the day without seeing any rainfall, and notice those winds coming in at about 5 miles per hour. So generally getting down into the 60s as we woke up this morning, and daytime highs for the most part generally getting up into the 80s, many areas mid to upper 80s. You can tack on a few degrees for tomorrow's highs. Temperature-wise right now, 73 in New Angola, 73 in Shenandoah, 75 in Berwick, 76 in Bloomsburg, and 76 degrees in Danville. Satellite and radar, well, it continues to be quiet across the northeast. You can see the leading edge of some showers and thunderstorms, going up through Michigan and coming off of the Great Lakes, some more down toward the south offshore. But for our area, it's going to be fairly quiet. As we head into tomorrow, again, there's a chance of a shower or thunderstorm. You can see that coming through simply because we're going to bring in some cooler air to follow for our Thursday and our Friday, and even going into this upcoming weekend. Speaking of the numbers, it's going to continue to be muggy tonight, very warm. Look at these numbers tomorrow, 80s to near 90 degrees. And then as we start going into our Thursday, notice the noontime hour, temperatures only in the 70s. But there will be areas that will only be in the 60s by about the lunchtime hour on our Thursday. So that's an indication of some cooler air. And with the cooler air and less humid conditions, you get the collision of those two air masses, and there's a possibility you may have to deal with a strong thunderstorm. Maybe severe. You can't rule that out, so keep an eye to the sky for tomorrow. Here's a look at the extended forecast, and it is a hot one for tomorrow. Many areas near 90. We'll call it about 85 here in higher elevations. Then after that, much cooler, more pleasant conditions. Temperatures holding in the 70s through the weekend, near 80 for Sunday, a shower, thunderstorm, and then look how cool it's going to get by the middle part of next week. We may be struggling to make it to near 70 degrees. We want to thank Washco's Pharmacy of Hazleton for sponsoring our evening Pennsylvania Lottery numbers. A daily 862, the big 44507. Quinto numbers looking like this, 34771, and the cash 5, 17, 18, 36, 38, and 41. We'll have more late edition, including sports, after these commercial messages.
S.J. Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric, Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Hi, I'm Liz Tolan. I'd like to invite you to the second annual COPS event to be held September 13th at the Butler Township Community Center in Drums. The event, which will consist of a 5K run, a 5K walk, a kids fun run, DJ, free cookout for the community craft show, tricky trays, and much more, will benefit Butler, Sugarloaf, West Hazelton, and Cunningham police departments. When you call these men and women for help, they'll be there for you. Won't you take one day out of your busy schedule to be there for them?
Flipping your pillow. If you feel like you're on fire, you need Chillo, the new pillow pack that transforms your pillow into a Chillo. Look, regular pillows get hot quickly, but Chillo brings soothing cooling to your head. The secret is Soothe Soft technology, water-cooled memory foam. He likes the room hot, she likes the room cold. Chillo cradles you in comfort, so you'll feel like you're in a cool oasis.
I've been experiencing hot flashes and night sweats, but with Chillo, it's instant cool, instant relief, and it's wonderful.
Chillo is the perfect cool compress for headaches, backaches, or foot pain. Ultra Suede Chillo lets you chill out in total relaxation. Now order the Chillo for just $12.99. Call now and get a second Chillo as a bonus. Just pay separate processing and handling. You get 2 Chillos for just $12.99 plus processing and handling. So call now.
To order, call 1-800-470-0174. That's 1-800-470-0174. Or visit Chillo.com.
Well, it went into 10 innings last night at Coca-Cola Park in Allentown between the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs and the visiting Buffalo Bisons. The local guys coming out on the losing side of the contest after Buffalo had a 7-run last at bat. There were a few bright spots, though, in the game for Lehigh Valley, one being Darren Ruff. After a long season rehabbing, he had a 3-hit game, and then earlier today he was recalled to the big team. But debuting on the hill tonight for the Pigs, Jojo Reyes. The Phillies picked him up in the beginning of the month, as he most recently was playing ball in Korea. Overseas, he has a 6.55 ERA. Heading to the top of the first, Maikel Franco manning first base tonight for the Iron Pigs. Jared Godert hits a pop-up towards his team's dugout. Looks like he'll stay alive until Franco steals the out in foul territory. Nice play to the top of 2. Bisons get on the board first behind an RBI double here to right field. Score is 1-0 Bad Guys, and they'll add 2 more in the next at-bat. Still in the second inning, Leandro Castro will make the play of the game. Mike McDade flies out to center where Castro goes all out for that out. He will hit his cutoff man, and then the Pigs will get the 8-5-3 double play. Look at that catch. Look at that throw. Perfect to the cutoff. Bottom of the second, Hazelton product Russ Kanzler gets this one to pound the wall in center field. It's his first double on the night. Note that I said first there. Jim Murphy in the batter's box next when the Bisons. Pitcher tosses the wild pitch. Russ will cross home plate. 1 for the good guys as they will trail now by 2 runs. Top of the fourth, Ryan Schimpf gets 2 RBIs in this at-bat with his home run over the right field fence. Notice the it's out of here right there. Bottom half of the inning, Kanzler hits another double, his 21st on the year, second in the game. He'll be left in scoring position, though. Then in the bottom of the 5th, he'll hit yet another double, bringing 3 runs around the bases. He ties a franchise record with 3 doubles. They come back from a 7-1 deficit, but the final tonight, they lose 7-6. Checking out other scores tonight on our minor league scoreboard, the Rail Riders, they shut out the Gwinnett Braves 7-0. Third baseman Rob Seguin had a night going 2 for 4 with a homer and 5 runs batted in. In AA, the Fightins topped the Erie Seawolves 9-3, and the Senators got the W over the Bowie Bayhawks. More sports in a few minutes, including some moves around Major League Baseball. Until then, stay tuned as Kristen is back with tonight's top story recaps.
All Care Home Care, the health care that you need in the comfort and privacy of your own home.
At All Care Home Care, our caring and compassionate staff of skilled nurses, occupational speech, physical therapists, dietitian, social worker, and home health aides will give you the professional care you need. Call 459-3002.
With All Care Home Care, you will feel so much better and be able to do so much more.
Remember, it's still your choice. For your care, call us and we'll be there.
Tune in every Sunday night on WYLN from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. for hard-hitting, high-flying, non-stop action as only Pennsylvania Premier Wrestling High Voltage can bring you. That's Pennsylvania Premier Wrestling every Sunday night on WYLN. I'll see you in the ring.
Things move a little slower here in DSLville.
Slow pitch softball is big here. Really big.
There's not a fast food restaurant in town. Zero.
Get the most out of the internet. Get Service Electric high-speed internet. Call Service Electric today to sign up.
Ho, 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 ho. Slow down. Tourists.
WYLN has learned tonight that Luzerne County Council has cut funding to the Hazleton Public Transit. Now, County Council voted unanimously against providing local match funding that would help in getting grant money from the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation. The county's budget head telling Council that Hazleton Public Transit has more than $500,000 in leftover money from last year. That's what prompted County Council members to vote down giving Hazleton over $134,000. WYLN plans on speaking with some Hazleton officials tomorrow about that cut in funding. An unusual call for help today for emergency workers in one part of our viewing area. A woman was literally stuck on a fence, part of that fence impaled in her leg. Gary Perna was there as the rescue played out in Hazleton.
Hazleton Fire Department crews were called to the Vine Street Cemetery for a report of a woman stuck in a grate. But when Deputy Fire Chief Brian Mandek arrived on location, he found so much more.
When we got here, we found that the woman was impaled on the fence. The spike on the top of the fence actually was through her thigh. So she had one leg on the fence and one leg on a tree stump.
Mandek said firefighters and medics stabilized the fence and the woman so no more damage could be done.
So when we got her primary care, we supported her and then we removed the fence with her and sent the fence to the hospital.
Yadira Cortez and her husband were driving to West Hazleton when her husband saw the woman waving her arms and yelling for help.
My husband saw her hanging from the gate with her leg and moving her hands like she needed help. So me and my husband, we just stopped and helped her. My husband turned around, and when we went to the gate, it was two guys more. One of the guys lent me his cell phone to call 911, and we were just calming her down because she was in a panic.
Deputy Chief Mandek said rescue workers only had one choice to help the woman in a situation like this one.
The only way to truly do it is to take that section of the fence with her to the hospital, because if the spike damages any arteries or main tendons or anything inside the leg, by removing the leg from the fence here in the field, she could have bled to death or died. So by cutting the fence goes to the hospital with her, where she's with doctors. They could x-ray it, and she has primary physician care, where if they take it out and she starts to bleed, they could do something with that.
Cortez said she would stop for anyone that was in trouble.
Well, like I said, God was watching her. It was me and my husband passed in the perfect moment to help her. So I feel like what we need to do, help each other. If we see somebody in a situation, we could help her. we will do it again.
The woman was taken to Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton. Fire crews were assisted by Hazleton Police and APTS ambulance. No word on the woman's condition tonight. In Hazleton, for WYLN's Late Edition, I'm Gary Perna.
Gary, thank you. It's been almost 10 years since federal researchers first converged in a tri-county area of Schuylkill Carbon and Luzerne, seeking answers surrounding a mysterious outbreak of PV, or polycythemia vera. And finally, some answers are now emerging. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention say the rare form of cancer has affected an unusual amount of people, most of which have little in common except for their age. Around 400 cases have been reported. The Agency for Toxic Substances and Disease Registry, a federal public health agency, today released findings related to indoor air, soil sediment, and water taken from the areas in question. Elevated levels of radon gas in indoor air was found in some homes, and slightly elevated levels of radium in soils. The agency recommends all residents in the study area have their homes tested for radon. A public forum is planned for the near future to share and discuss the results. Evaluations will continue of the area in the meantime. Now, it's important to note that researchers are not yet ready to directly blame the radiological exposure for that cluster of cancer cases. This morning, firefighters were sent to the area of Hazel Park Meats and Route 93, where a tractor trailer literally ripped down power lines. That truck pulled down the power lines and left nearly 2,000 PPL customers without power in the borough of West Hazleton and Hazel Township. Traffic lights also out from Washington Avenue and Deer Run Road, and that's from the truck ripping them down. Now, that caused some traffic problems as well. The signals were reactivated around 11:30 this morning. PPL crews also responded and worked to restore power. Fire police were on scene directing traffic as well. We spoke with Hazel Park Meats President of Operations, Henry Kreisel.
Fire ripped down a transformer, took out power to our main packing plant and part of the town, from what I understand. PP&L was quick to respond, isolated the power going to our facility, was able to restore power to the rest of the customers. Our plant will be up and running by 11 o'clock. We were able to move all our product into facilities where we can keep them refrigerated, no problems there. Everything's on backup power. Our retail store is still open, and we'll be full power again by tomorrow morning, no problem. We'll be back in production.
And as Kreisel said, by about 11:30, most of the power was turned back on. No word if the driver of that tractor trailer will face any type of traffic citations. Hazleton City Police are investigating a robbery that we're told happened late Monday night. Police were called to the area of West 2nd Street and Emerald Court just after 11:30 last night for that robbery. Police arrived on location to find a 52-year-old man had been assaulted and robbed of his property. 18-year-old Juan Carlos Tejeda Colon of Seibert Street in the city, along with 2 juvenile males, have been detained by police in connection with this crime. Now, one of the juveniles was sent to the Northampton County Juvenile Detention Facility. Tejeda Colon was transported to the Luzerne County Prison. On a lighter note tonight, earlier, I headed outside the WILN studios here in Hazel Township, where some roaring motorcycles helped set the scene for an upcoming event. This weekend, dozens of riders will hit the pavement to raise money for a small school where big dreams come true. All right, folks, if you have one of these at home, make sure you hop on it on Saturday morning and head to the ECUS Club in Hazleton. That's where a bunch of great people are going to gather together. They're going to hop on their bikes and they're going to ride all these miles, but it's all for a really good cause, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So Amy Craigo joins me now. She's from the ECUS Club. She's the secretary, and she's here to tell us about the road rally. And once again, it's for the Helping Hands Society of Hazleton. 15 years they've been doing this for Helping Hands. Thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars raised for that great school. So Amy, tell me about this year's run. So much fun planned.
This year absolutely is bigger and better than every one year before. It is our 15th, so it is kind of a little nostalgic for us as we're going back. We've been in memory of old committee members and establishing committee members, and this year we're kind of just going to break it out and make it all about these kids and their families. We got dunk tanks for the kids this year. We've also got our 63-mile run. We've got food, we've got games, we've got tons of vendors. We're bringing everybody in this year to get them on board to support these amazing programs that are available for children with disabilities and their families. You know, it's not just the kids, it takes care of the families too. So we're hoping to see everybody come out.
Absolutely. So let's talk about the when, where, who, what, all that good stuff.
All right. Well, registration begins at the Slovak Club. It's the ECUS Club on 20th and P Street. You can't miss it. Come on out between 10 and 11:30. We'll have registration. It's $15 per person, and that does get you a chance at the grand prize of 7 days and 6 nights in Myrtle Beach. Compliments of Sundance Vacations. Once you guys leave the Slovak Club, you're going to do about 63.5 miles. You have one stop, and then you're going to come back to the Harwood Fire Company, where everybody's going to be waiting for you. We're going to fill your bellies with some awesome home cooking and lots of prizes. DJ Richie Green will be there with us for some karaoke too. So
cool.
Come on
Turkey
out.
trays?
Absolutely. Tons and tons. Vendors. You can't beat it.
Right, a lot of vendors from like homemade beaded bracelets to Origami Owl. I've seen Sensi.
And Sensi, yep, 31 Sensi, yep. Everybody's going to be there. Paparazzi too, we got this year. So.
All right, very good. Back to Helping Hands. Tell me, 15 years dedicated to this little school in Hazleton that does big things for children. Why dedicate so many years and so much money and so much effort to that school?
Children with disabilities are something that kind of goes off to the wayside when we look at different charities in the area. There's a charity for pretty much everything, but when you look at the grand scale of everything, children with disabilities are such a huge part of our community. We've got children with autism, we've got children that have cerebral palsy, we've got children with Down syndrome. They're there. You don't see them, but they're there. So for the parents and the families that need support, somebody to be there and say, you know, this is all right. We're going to bring you in here and we're going to make sure you're taken care of. That's worth the support to us.
Right. And speaking as a former mom of a Helping Hands graduate, also a former board member of Helping Hands and a volunteer for so many years, the great thing about Helping Hands is all the money that is given to Helping Hands stays at Helping Hands. It doesn't go to feed corporate salaries or anything like that. It stays right there in that little school off Poplar Street in Hazleton. So that's a really good thing about it. And I'm very excited to be a part of this, Amy, and Nathan too.
Nate Dog, absolutely. We can't wait to get Nate down there. For all you guys that know Nate's dad and you're with the fire company, we expect to see you guys there. We're going to put Nate in the dunk tank.
Yeah, Nathan says he's going to brave it and go in the dunk tank. He might chicken out. However, he is a bit of a daredevil, so we'll see.
There. Steve from Tunison's is also going to be in there, and that's a big one.
Okay.
And Bobby Beam, we're going to make them get a little wet for the kids.
Cool.
Absolutely.
All right, so once again, registration time at the ECUS Club is on Saturday at what time, Amy?
10 to 11:30.
10 to 11.
And our program begins at 11:30-ish with Kristen as our MC. And then 2 o'clock to 7 o'clock we'll be at the Harwood Fire Company. That's where everything will go on over there.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
All right, Amy, thanks so much for coming on up here tonight. Thanks to the guys who brought their bikes up to show them off here. And we definitely hope to see all of you there on Saturday morning. I'll be there. Nate Dogg will be there, and we hope you will too. All right, and I'm told the weather is going to be just perfect for that bike run, so looking very forward to that. And hey, listen, if you don't have a bike, but you want to come to the Harwood Fire Company afterwards and just have a really good time, get some great food, you can do that as well for a small donation. So we'll see y'all on Saturday. And now to the man who has Saturday's forecast, and it better be a good one, Joe. I'm counting on you, keeping my fingers crossed. How are we looking for the rest of this work week and into the weekend?
Well, overall, not shaping up to be too bad across our region. We're going to have to deal with some hot weather for tomorrow, but after that, some more pleasant, cool, and comfortable conditions. You know, we get thunderstorms across our region. Lightning can be deadly. And how about this? In Arizona, 1982, 20 strikes on a TV station antenna within 10 minutes. You might be asking yourself, why? Well, put the facts together. You know about lightning, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Lightning will strike the tallest object, and those TV antennas, just like here in the backyard that we have, are very high, so shouldn't surprise you that it struck that many times. Do we have any storms in our forecast? I'll let you know with the complete 7-day forecast in just a few.
For all your projects, large and small, Bedrock Gardens has it all. Spring is on the way. Plan your summer project today. Rubber mulch and rubber curbing to match. Lots of color choices to pick from. Wall stone, natural stone, delivered right to you. Great selections of rich colored quality mulch that will look wonderful all season long. Pebbles, river rock, brick chips. If you need it, we have it. Finish off your fabulous outdoor space with our quality patio furniture and easy to assemble fire kits. Screening and everything you need for your summer projects. Delivery available or just stop by and we'll load you up. Bedrock Gardens, locally owned and operated. Call today.
Our U.S. patent, recognizing our innovative designs and features. So we're celebrating by giving you an exclusive mystery gift on today's orders.
Mighty Bite Hand 5.
Oh, yeah. Mighty Bite's revolutionary bite mark, scent stick, swimming fins, and custom weighting and rattle system give it the erratic action of an injured baitfish. It's a fact. Fish are attracted to light. Now get the bite at night with our new UFO Glow Kit. Land trophy fish of all species. The Mighty Bite fishing system with over 100 pieces is yours for only $19.95. But wait, we'll even send you our Fishing Secrets Easy Guide and new 1-hour DVD free. Call right now and we'll also send you our incredible UFO Glow Kit. That's 3 free gifts for you. And as a bonus, we'll include our new custom Big Fish Trophy Kit. Order now.
That's 4 gifts, so call 1-800-339-6068, 1-800-339-6068, or visit buymightybite.com.
We build tires, but not tires like anybody else. We build Cooper tires for people, not just cars. For chauffeurs and shuttle pilots, heavy haulers and trophy trout fishermen, which is why we've built our new Discoverer AT3 for all traction, all terrain, all the time performance. Life's a road trip. Come on, let's go.
Enjoy the great outdoors at Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range's Trap, Skeet, and Sporting Place course. No waiting and no lines. First time shooting? Whitetail Preserve employs certified instructors to help you get the most out of your experience. Whitetail is open to the public, and on Tuesday nights, you can stop by for an excellent dinner. Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range, approximately 13 miles from Hazleton and just 1 hour from Allentown, Reading, and the Delaware Water Gap. 118 Boulevard Road, just off the Rock Glen Road, near Rock Glen. 384-2314.
Join us this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic. You'll meet Alana Weaver. She's a young 15-year-old student, an aspiring actress who was smart enough to notice when her mother got chiropractic care that it might help her as well. Her story and her mom's story this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic. Join us.
Former 76er Evan Turner is shipping up to Boston as the free agent is set to sign with the Celtics soon. Turner was drafted second in the 2010 draft by Philadelphia, but this past February, the Sixers decided to trade him to Indiana for a draft pick. So far, throughout his career, Turner averages 11 points, 5 boards, and 3 assists per game. The Philadelphia Phillies continue to make roster moves as the upcoming trade deadline approaches. One of the most recent changes, the club designated Tony Gwynn Jr. for assignment. The outfielder, who is the son of late Hall of Famer Tony Gwynn, who recently passed away, still has the chance to stay with the organization, said skipper Ryan Sandberg, but it's up to Gwynn if he will stay. Gwynn spent time in all 3 spots in the outfield this season for the Phillies and was batting .168. After being released by the Braves just a few days ago, second baseman Dan Uggla has found a new home for now, at least. The San Francisco Giants offered Uggla a minor league contract. He's to report to AAA Fresno. Uggla hit .162 in 145 appearances at the plate for the Braves this season. And those San Francisco Giants were back in Philly tonight at Citizens Bank Park. We'll see that score and all the others in the MLB in just a second. But first, don't forget, Joe Garbacek is coming back with more weather next.
Bring the entire family to Forks Family Restaurant for one of the best casual dining experiences. Forks Family Restaurant, Route 940 outside of Whitehaven, serves a wide variety of dishes from fresh American and Mediterranean cuisine. Forks Family Restaurant has daily specials and a fully stocked bar for an intimate night out or a gathering for the whole family. It's Forks Family Restaurant, Route 940, just outside of Whitehaven, a half mile from exit 273 off of Interstate 80. Open 7 days a week.
Well, I'll never forget it. 1 minute, we were talking about going to the movies, and the next, Maggie could barely speak. It was a stroke. I thought I was going to lose her. But I never saw doctors work so fast. Anyway, she's coming home tomorrow. I just hope she doesn't yell at me for killing all the plants.
Visit the Luzerne County Convention and Visitors Bureau website at tourinapa.com for the listings of the many events you will find in Luzerne County. From wine festivals, hill climbs, tomato and kielbasa festivals, you will find it all in Luzerne County. Luzerne County was named the best outdoors destination in Pennsylvania by the official Best in PA website. The Luzerne County Convention and Visitors Bureau will help you relax, relive history, and marvel at the area's stunning natural beauty. Luzerne County, you'll find it right here in Northeast PA.
Weatherwood is a privately owned 200-bed nursing and rehabilitation center. Nestled within the quiet town of Weatherly, PA, we offer our residents and their families tranquil and scenic views from just about anywhere in the building. We are located within minutes of Hazleton General Hospital, as well as major metropolitan medical and trauma centers in the Lehigh Valley. Whispering Meadows is a 50-bed secured dementia unit within our facility. Whether you need short-term, long-term, or respite stay, call or stop by today for a tour.
Alrighty, well, this is the time of year when summer temperatures are at their peak, July and heading into August, because after that, those temperatures on average start to decline. So take advantage of them while they last. And tomorrow, temperatures are going to be above where we should be for this time of year. Live 35 Skycast Doppler. Dry throughout the state of Pennsylvania right now from Wilkes-Barre through State College, Pittsburgh, and Erie. Our live Lehigh Tire conditions outside our station in Hazleton, 70 degrees. Humidity coming in at 100%, pressure 30.08 inches of mercury. We have been dry since the midnight hour, and those winds have been fairly light. Temperature-wise, well, actually not doing too bad here across the Northeast. And tomorrow, I'll tell you what, those heat numbers, especially what it's going to feel like, are going to be cranked up there. 78 now, Wilkes-Barre Scranton International Airport, 73 in Mount Pocono, 79 in Williamsport, 76 in Selinsgrove, 75 in State College. Up in the Wyoming Valley area, temperatures holding in the mid to upper 70s. Satellite and radar, fairly quiet here across the Northeast. You can see a streak of a few clouds here and there, but other than that, not looking like too bad of a night. Shower or storm for tomorrow, and then we bring in some more cooler air, more comfortable air, lower humidity levels going into our Thursday. Now, because of that collision of air masses, maybe some strong storms for tomorrow. Can't rule out the possibility of maybe a couple of severe ones, because then after that, cooler and less humid conditions prevail, and that's going to be the late week pattern. And tell you what, wait until we start going into next week. We may be struggling just to make it to 70 degrees for daytime high temperatures. Here's a look at the extended forecast. It is looking like this. It's going to be a hot one for tomorrow, about 85, 71 for Thursday, 75 for Friday, 78 for Saturday, a shower or storm for Sunday, about 80, 70s for Monday, and then look at Tuesday, 70 degrees. We may not even get out of the 60s for daytime highs, so at least one more day of the heat, and then after that, it gets a little bit cooler.
Well, Joe, I'm liking your forecast for Saturday for the big bike run.
Yeah, it looks pretty good so far.
I don't know, but not getting out of the 60s in August?
Yeah, that's...
What do you think, Beth?
I don't like it.
I don't like it either. I don't like the humidity, as we've been saying. I mean, people are
we
probably
have the
sick and tired
humidity
of hearing me
tomorrow,
say
and then
that,
after that, you know what? It can be very warm. We can have some downright hot temperatures as long as the humidity's down. But this area, that does not happen. Heat humidity, they go together here.
Hand in hand.
Big fan of some thunderstorms. You got any coming?
Maybe tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow?
Mhm.
Cool. I like thunderstorms. I don't like the damage thunderstorms can do or the dangerous side of them.
You just like the ambiance of the thunder
The
and
light
lightning.
show, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, I am done for the week here at WYLN. Ann is back tomorrow, but I hope to see everyone on Saturday at the ECUS Club in Hazelton for the bike run for Helping Hands. Show up about 11:30 or just come to Harwood Fire Company in the afternoon, I think around 3 or whatever it is, and just have some food and fun and take advantage
Always a
of
great time
really
there.
great day. Yeah, absolutely. So, on behalf of myself, thanks for being so welcoming again to all my friends here at WYLN and to you. And on behalf of Joe and Beth and everyone here at WYLN, I'm Kristen Basinski. Have yourselves a wonderful evening.